The introduction takes place at Vincent Bluff, which is in the Loess Hills. Like this place, it's a remnant prairie, very small, surrounded by a larger city. So I refer to Vincent Bluff here, but to me this really applies to prairies like this and others that are hanging on. The story of the prairie continues to be written on the page into the earth. That was evident from the crest of Vincent Bluff in May 2009, where we all walked following the dedication ceremony. Up there we stood witness to a portion of the prairie dream restored, proof positive that our hands do not have to be, as Hamlin Garland once claimed, all desolating. For years, volunteers have been rewriting the story of that Loess Hills prairie from the ground up, working toward an ending that will take centuries to unfold. There is so much yet to learn about prairie ecologies, and in this regard, Vincent Bluff will teach us what is impossible to glean between the pages of a book, about prairies and also about ourselves. Out there, like the subterranean root systems of grasses, vital entanglements have more room to take place. Out there, knowledge can freely and irrevocably entwine with imagination, and the rituals of science can become at once the rituals of body and spirit. When a person bends down to examine a prairie grass stem or a bizarre insect, or to press their fingers into the soil touching roots, he or she engages one of the great paradoxes of human existence. The closer we are to the earth, the more we are uplifted. That is part of the mystery of the prairie, its ongoing power to transform both soil and soul. Two words separated by only one letter, the singular first-person I that is in all of us, seeking the happiness of which Willa Cather spoke, to become a part of something entire, to be dissolved into something complete and great. The prairie for many of us is that something entire, and it is my sincere hope that this anthology will inspire you to get outside and become a part of the nearest stretch of prairie or grassland, however large or small. But I also hope that reading this book will leave you feeling part of the larger, continuing story of the tall grass, no matter where you live, and that it will inspire you to add your own chapter. What form that chapter takes will be as individual as you are, and it will likely change over time. It certainly has for me. Early in my journey as a writer, I came to believe authors and other artists had a responsibility to the earth that sustained us, continues to sustain us, and that meant we had a responsibility to the prairies, that we should know them and help them, and insist others in doing the same through our words, our art, and our actions. I still believe that, but experience like this one I had at Vincent Bluff have taught me that fulfilling that responsibility requires more than righteous indignation, especially when it comes to the places where we live, places we often overlook as we confront global environmental challenges. What is required of us as well is repentance, not in the sense of confessing sin and seeking forgiveness and offering reparations, but when it comes to our history on the grasslands, a good dose of that is warranted. Rather, I refer to the ancient meaning of the word, which is to return as if from exile. That kind of repentance is what was required of me as a writer at Vincent Bluff, and why I think I found it so difficult. Unlike other prairies, this was right down the street from where I had lived for over a decade. This prairie was my home, a place from which until then I had been exiled. Now it was time to return. That return is ongoing and always incomplete, but words had once again played an important role. I would not have been carried to Vincent Bluff or any prairie that morning without them. My own words and the words of others. They carry me still, as I hope they will carry the reader of this anthology closer to the prairies, closer to home.